So to start with, just wanted to ask, what's your name?
My name is Shawn Maffenbeier from Swift Current, Saskatchewan, born and raised there, and been a little bit all over the place ever since then, but yeah.
So Maffenbeier, that doesn't sound like a very Canadian name.
No, originally, I guess the family name comes from Germany. So yeah, the great grandparents came over on the boat and settled down. It was kind of cool. When I was younger, I had a relationship with my great grandma. She told me the whole story about coming over and settling in Saskatchewan and everything. So most of my family's still kind of in that area. So yeah, very rooted in Saskatchewan and very German.
Awesome. So as I was thinking about what to ask you, I was just thinking, I mean, the obvious question has to be asked. You know, what's your background? What did you do before you started flying helicopters?
Okay. Before I initially wanted to start flying helicopters, I raced professional motorcycles, motocross, for approximately 14 years. So when I was younger, I actually wanted to be a pilot, like when I was in middle school, and ended up racing with my dad just on an amateur level on the motorcycles, and ended up being pretty dang good at it. And yeah, it just kind of escalated from there and became a career, and did that at a very high level for the last 14 years. So kind of put the pilot dream on hold for a bit. And once that finished up, I was like, you know what, I got lots of life left in me and I still want to chase my dreams. So here we are. We completed the commercial helicopter license with BC Helicopters, and it's pretty dang cool to make that dream come true.
Awesome. So you're coming back now. You finished your license a few months ago, and now you're coming back to do what? What are you here for?
Yeah, so I finished up. I was in the summer group of 2024. Went back, did some more work, and I am out here now doing an R44 endorsement and also my night rating.
Cool. And so why are you doing those now? What's your plans for the future? Do you have any career aspirations? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so for myself, I eventually want to see myself in EMS position somewhere in Western Canada, whether that be stars in Saskatchewan, Alberta, potentially in BC somewhere too. But yeah, I want to add in the 44 for my current job that's going to be in Saskatchewan with Tyler Hall and Hanley Heli, just to be able to ferry flights. I'm going to be a ground guy the first year here, but just want to get myself the best opportunity and to be able to fly very common aircraft, I guess you could say. And then for the night side, that's kind of something, an addition. I still want to grow my skills and still want to pursue that EMS side and keep moving in that direction. So for me, that was part of that, and I guess IFR will be my next journey in that plan. So
cool. Yeah, so you said you finished in the summer class here, and you said you got a job already. You got hired with Hanley Heli. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Tyler is actually an ex-student of BC Helicopters, and there's some personal ties there as well. Tyler actually used to race moto in Saskatchewan, so when I saw he had a job posting, I contacted him, and he's like, "Hey, come on up." At the time, I was staying pretty close to where the hangar was and stuff, so yeah, we got in touch, hung out for the day, and I think him and I are going to be a pretty good match. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to work and starting my career in the aviation side.
Awesome. And I guess one question I'd like to ask is, when you were doing your training, what was there? I know obviously you were speaking to your instructor. You were a very good student right off the hop. Is there one thing that you'd say as an ex-motocross racer that you found tied well into being a pilot, or that really seemed to help, I would say, progress your flying side more quickly?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things I can tie into it, and I'm sure other guys have the same experiences with their previous work, but for me, a big thing was understanding just the mechanics of a lot of things. and machinery and engines. So there's that tie into it. Also with racing, you're using, your hands and your feet and everything kind of at the same time. So I would say that's helped me to a certain point. There's still things that trick my mind every once in a while I'm flying still, but they're getting progressively better. And also, like, a big one for me is just risk management. When I was racing motorcycles, I was always on the verge of crashing, because obviously that's the fastest. And for me, when I'm flying now, it's safety comes first, and I feel like my ability to assess situations and approach things has changed in that aspect from my racing career now to helicopters. It's really staying in my comfort zone and growing at an appropriate rate, and so yeah, I would say those things, just the mechanics behind engines, and that tie to risk management, and just the coordination between the hands and the feet.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that. Speaking earlier, that was one thing that stood out to me as well that you mentioned, was how you were pushed very hard to push the limits in the motorbike, and you appreciate how in the aviation industry safety is a higher priority than pushing the limits, and that's huge. That's a really good message actually for new students and new people working in the industry as well. Is just understanding that safety should be number one priority, not getting the job done. Getting the job done is secondary to safety, and so that's huge.
100%. And one thing I did learn in my journey last summer is, as your skills and knowledge progress, those things that you felt were unsafe or felt risky in the beginning, they all of a sudden feel very manageable, and you feel like you're taking a very calculated risk, let's say. So I do believe that as your skills grow, obviously you're able to take more calculated risk, and that's how you become a better pilot. But I think it's a balance between kind of pushing that edge, and like for myself, Sancho makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes when I'm flying, because he pushes me and makes me a better pilot. But then when I'm out on, say, a solo, it is a lot more comfortable, because I'm like, okay, I'm progressing my skills with my instructor, and then coming back on a solo and really just honing in on what I've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time. When I heard who you were and what your background was before you started, I was excited to get to meet you and get to know you, and it's been just a pleasure getting to know you throughout your training as well. So
no, thank you. And one thing I do want to say is I raced on a lot of cool teams throughout my time as a professional racer, and one of the best teams I had a very family environment, and the ability to communicate and learn and share openly. We all go through ups and downs, and lots of it's uncontrollable in life. And one thing I noticed in BC Helicopters is I felt that situation was provided to me right away as a school. So it was a great learning environment. You guys always kept pushing me, and so yeah, thank you for the great experience, and thank you for helping me achieve a milestone, and excited to see where I go in the future.
Amazing. We'll have to come visit you at Hanley there when you're working, and see what it's like there for you.
Check in, make sure we're behaving.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi, let's go.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast.